I think people get tattooed because, there's not a lot of real stuff left in the world. And it's all like a 24-hour news cycle. Nothing lasts. With tattooing, it's blood, it's pain, it's permanence. When you get that needle in your skin for the first time, you have to be there. You can't just call it in. You have to sit there and take the pain. And then sit there and heal it. And then you gotta live with the consequences of your action. Hey everybody, good morning. Happy Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. It's been a few weeks since I made a video. I was pretty sick with the flu. And then my kids got it, my wife got it, and it kind of circled around for a bit. So today's kind of the first day I feel not like I'm dying. So I feel pretty good. Today's gonna be two things. Today's gonna be a longer episode. So it might be on 2 parts on Instagram. And it's going to be the last episode of season 2. I'm going to start season 3 soon. A little bit of a different format, I think, for season 3. I know some of you have been asking me to do interviews or, something like that. So I think I might sort of do artist interviews, artist spotlight, whether it's a show about an artist and their career or an actual one-on-one interview, sort of see how it goes and see who I can touch base with. And it could be tattoo artists or some other kind of artist or craftsman. We'll see how it goes, right? I've got Horisumi, my Tabori mentor and tattoo brother, coming out here in February. So we'll probably do a show with him. And yeah, that should be interesting. I haven't seen him in a few years. I don't know how good his English has improved, but we'll find out. Yeah, so it's exciting. I'm excited to do more stuff and try to focus on a little more of what we want to see in the tattoo world and what we want to bring in terms of positivity and, the good parts of it, right? Because it's easy to be negative. I'm seeing a lot of, just free-for-all behavior all around the shop. I was talking to Tashi from Green Lotus Tattoo in Melbourne, who's a friend of mine. And she's, I think, vice president with the ATG. And, we disagree on a lot of shit, right, Tashi and I. She's left of center. I'm a little right to Genghis Khan. And so ideologically, we're opposed on a lot of stuff, but we're friends. And this is one of the things about being a fucking adult, is you can disagree on a lot of shit, even ideology and politics, but you can still respect each other as human beings, to be honest, tell the truth to each other and not fucking wiffle waffle and stuff. And so she's a real straight shooter. I'm a straight shooter. And so we were talking. She has a lot to do with trying to shut down tattoo schools and stamp out fucking backyard tattooing and stuff. And that I dig, right? That I dig. And not because I fucking, whatever. It's that, to be a legit shop owner, especially here in Sydney, you're running through a lot of hoops. You got the cops breathing down your fucking neck. You got the tax department breathing down your neck. You got to keep all these fucking records. You're open to surveillance and financial fucking disclosure shit. Dogs and cops coming through the shop, licensing schemes that are expensive. But, you can tattoo from your fucking house, right? And the cops can't do fucking anything, right? So, it's illegal, but, So that kind of shit pisses me off. So I'm happy with their program of trying to shut that down. And obviously, tattoo schools, fuck, man. Like, I've talked about this in the past. These for-profit, quick churn tattoo schools aren't good for anybody, not good for the client. Last thing you want, some fucking kid who did a 6-week course on tattooing, being your tattooer. Right? They don't have a fucking clue. You can learn to tattoo, like I've said a million times on YouTube. It doesn't make you a fucking tattooer, man. You can learn to cut a piece of salmon on YouTube. It doesn't make you a sushi chef, right? So I applaud their proactiveness and stuff in that down. And Tashi was telling me how, fucked up it is. And it's just like whack-a-mole. They're just popping up fucking everywhere. And, and so hopefully, look, it's one of those things, right? It's insidious, you know. The more you fight it, the more it proliferates, and the harder it's going to be to control. So, you know, the cat's kind of out of the bag there. So I think all we can do is batten down the hatches and try and create a culture that rejects that fucking aspect of tattooing, right? And so that's what I want to try and promote, you know? I mean, that's what these videos are about, apart from, you know, my rants and stuff. You know, in education shit, it's about promoting positive tattoo culture, right? So that's kind of what I'm into. And that's what I want to promote with some of these interviews. I'll try and get some interesting movers and shakers, give you some different perspectives. I want to get some of my people that I disagree with, right? And I want to talk to them. And I want to hear them explain their side. And, you know, maybe it'll change their mind, maybe it won't. I want them to hear my side. And that's, you know, that's something not a lot of people can do, is listen to other people's perspectives. And so I want to, you know, I want to put myself to the test and try and do that. And, you know, give you guys a wider perspective on tattooing, right? The art and the culture and whatnot. You know, what I've noticed in this climate of, you know, this free-for-all thing, right? Where the tattoo schools and shops in every corner, and these 6-month tattooers from overseas coming and opening a shop and filling it full of overseas tattooers, which is happening right around the corner from me, you know, is that other people, other shop owners, established people like myself, who should know better, are starting to say, fuck it, right? And they're losing their fucking morals, and they're losing their honor, right? And then what, it's a race to the fucking gutter? Is that what we're gonna do? Is that what's gonna happen to Western civilization? Just because there's some assholes doing asshole stuff, we're all gonna fucking throw aside our civilization and just be worse to each other? Look, I mean, it's fucking tempting. I get it. You know, like I've said to Tashi, I mean, being honest and straightforward is a detriment. You know, in this day and age, it's a character flaw to be honest, right? To be upright, you know, and it's a hindrance to getting ahead, you know, which is a fucking drag. You know what I mean? It's a fucking drag. Like I was talking to Dave over at Darling Parlor. Like Darling Parlor is one of the few shops where I have a really good relationship with him on just a business level. We've never really hung out socially. He's in Balmain. We've never really hung out socially so much. I've met him a few times, a handful of times. I met his wife, lovely people, does a good tattoo, runs a big shop like me. But he's a man of fucking honor. You know, if like one of my guys was peeking around there for one of my guest artists wanted to go work over there, and you know, which is fine. But as soon as Dave got wind of it, fucking calls me. He goes, hey man, what do you know about this? I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know. Cool, thanks for letting me know, dude. That's awesome of you, I appreciate you, you know? And that kind of stuff, for me, elevates somebody. I mean, that's a mutual respect from a shop owner to a shop owner, and that's what this industry needs. And if we had more of that, tattooing would be better, right? You know, I've literally had people fucking steal from me, get fired, go get hired around the corner, and I call the guy and I go, hey man, that guy you just fucking hired has been stealing from me for a while. He's a piece of shit, right? And they're like, yeah, well, I don't care. I'm like, fuck dude, I thought you and I were friends, right? You know what I mean? How stupid am I? Right? So it's just so fucked up. But kudos to Dave. Shout out to Darling Parlor for doing the right thing and being a stand-up dude. And that's just, fuck man. I don't know how toxic other tattoo cities are. I'd love to hear about it. So if you have a story, put it in the fucking comments, right? Or send me a DM. Because fuck man, Sydney is so fucking toxic with fucking shop owners. It's fucking insane, right? I just don't fucking get it, right? I really don't get it. I've always strived to do the right thing, and you know, if a guy from another shop is trying to work here, I know the owner, I'll call the owner and just be like, hey, just so you know this is happening. You know, just be transparent, right? Be fucking legit, look after each other, right? Because at the end of the day, artists come and go, especially foreigners, they come and go, and whatever. Shop owners, you know, you plan to be here for a while, so you want to have a good relationship with your neighbors, right? So let's do shops that are close by, right? And you want to be able to see each other out and have a drink and not there be weird fucking blood or anything like that, right? Like, we're not fucking mobsters, dude. We're not fucking pimps. Tattoo shop owners, business owners, right? And, you know, and we're in a craft that we're supposedly all passionate about and we all love. You know, and I get we like money and stuff, but fuck, man, there's things way more important than money, right? Self-respect, respect for your peers, honor, that kind of thing, honesty, you know? So yeah, just fucking continuously blows my fucking mind, right? As a lot of people keep pointing out, they see my consistent ads looking for apprentices. No, I haven't gotten a new intern yet. I'm still looking. It's insane, the absolute low tier quality of people that are fucking applying. I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe I've said too many times you can learn how to tattoo on YouTube, and everyone's taken that at face value and going and learning off YouTube. But fuck me, man. It's like, you know, people come for a fucking interview, and you know, I got people that are fucking, you know, borderline drooling on themselves that can't fucking look me in the eye. I've got people that on their first day of fucking trial, they're asking me about paid sick days and retirement schemes. And I'm like, fuck, man. I've been tattooing for 30 years, right? I've never had a paid sick day. My retirement scheme is putting money away for myself because it's tattooing, right? You're not a fucking employee, dude, in a corporate cog, right? I mean, it's the pool of people out there to try and bring in is it's fucking worrying what's going to happen to tattooing. And this isn't, you know, I've been hearing this in many other trades, right? I got construction going on at my house. So I'm hearing my buddies that are Sparkies. That's electricians for you that aren't for you people that aren't Australians. You know, plumbers. They're all having the same thing with apprentices, right? Is that nobody wants to fucking work. No one wants to fucking not even do the hard yards. No one wants to fucking show up, right? And I'm having the same issue. When I used to put apprentice advertisements out before, I used to get 20, 30, 40 fucking letters. I could sift through, and you know, now I get a few. I get them in for an interview, and it's, you know, like I'm at the point where I'm considering just scrapping the whole fucking apprenticeship program. I've got Pippin and Bonsai, who are fucking awesome, and they're thriving, and I might just cut it with them. We'll see how it goes, right? You know? Like, yeah, I used to be, I mean, obviously I've had to dial back, you know, when I first opened the shop, how I treated my apprentices compared to now. You know, 10 years ago, things were rough and tumble. You know, there was no safe spaces or trigger words or fucking pronouns, right? It was a rough and tumble shop, man. Like, you left a fucking piece of paper in the photocopier if you're an artist. If I left a piece of paper on the photocopier, fucking 10 push-ups, right? We used to run it like a pirate ship, and it was fun. It was, you know, there was a camaraderie to it, right? Everyone knew what was going on, and it was good times. You know, the apprentices would get fucking hazed, but then we'd go out, and the artists would buy the apprentices drinks all fucking night, and I would too. Yeah, we'd go out for dinners. I'd buy them fucking dinner. And this is the kind of bullshit you don't fucking hear, right? Oh, Kean's so bad to his apprentices. He made him do push-ups, and he said mean things. Yeah, did he tell you that I also gave him an all-paid trip to fucking Japan? Did you fucking tell him that, Logan? That I fucking paid for you to go to Japan and stay in a fucking separate hotel room and took you all around the fucking temples? You know what I mean? It's funny how that stuff gets left out of the fucking story, right? Like one time, I bought a dog collar, one of those shock collars, just for laughs and jokes, right? Just to scare the apprentices. And I made one of the kids wear it on his ankle. Didn't zap him, just fucking with him, right? Just holding over the button for like fucking 10 minutes. Holy shit. When he fucking left, that fucking story, right, that I was putting shock collars on my apprentices, circulated the fucking town for years, right? Fucking comical, right? But didn't mention the part where, you know, I took him to fucking Japan. My other apprentice I took to Japan, she met fucking Horiyoshi, you know, hung out at the fucking King of Tattoo, you know, all this little stuff. The other fucking apprentice who likes to bitch about me, fucking took her to London convention and met all the fucking famous people. You know what I mean? It's fucking laughable, the things that get passed around in rumors, right? Because make no mistake, there is a fucking love to hate crowd out there for me, right? Yeah, I get it, man. You know, like there was a time in 2010, 2008, till probably, you know, 2015, where I was one of the only games in town here. I had a 2.5 year waiting list to get a consult. I was busy, I worked hard, you know, and I had magazine articles I was doing collaborations with restaurants, I was doing my gin collaboration with Archie Rose, I was doing all this stuff, right? And obviously it caused a lot of jealousy and a lot of fucking hate, and people wanted to see me fail, you know? And I've never fucked with anybody, man. There's nothing out there you'll hear about me that I've fucked with people. I don't steal, I don't lie, I don't cheat, any of that shit. You hear I'm an asshole. You know, I'm a disagreeable person at times if I think you're full of shit, right? I'll stand by that. I'm still like that today, right? Because I just, you know, I've based my entire persona on being straightforward, transparent, truthful, and honest, right? I like that. It makes me happy because I grew up in an environment that was so fucking sketchy when I was a kid in the street gang and the streets, and the only thing you had, because we were fucking poor, dude. I had nothing, right? Literally had a fucking backpack to my name with a couple pairs of clothes. I lived in a fucking box, right? And the only thing you had was your word, right? Your word and your fists, right? And if you said something, that was the fucking thing, right? So it's the environment I grew up in, and I've carried that with me. So my shop is called Authentic, right? Obviously, I want my work to be authentic, right? I want to be real. My last name's For Real. I mean, it's fucking quite obvious where I stand on this sort of thing, you know? And that's why my blind spot, my toxic trait, right, is that I think everyone shares the same values as me. That's my mistake, right? That's my fucking retardation, because I grew up in an environment where you had to have that mentality to survive, right? People who were snakes and liars and cheats in that environment generally got beat down and exiled. So dealing with that has always been it's been a fucking blind spot for me, right? I've never known how to deal with it. I don't know how to deal with fucking liars and fucking two-faced people, right? That's always been a chink in my armor, right? And so, you know, I find it difficult to deal with, you know, the people that have tried to cast shade on me when I've always tried to do the right thing. You know, if you're a bad person and people throw shade at you, you're like, yeah, I get it, right? Right. But I mean, like, I've always tried to do the best for people. I've got my fucking sins, right? And I don't hide from them. I'm happy to fucking atone for them. And I have to the best of my ability, right? But whatever. You know what I mean? So if you know anyone who wants to be an apprentice, don't be fucking scared, dude, right? Bonsai's been here for 3 years. Pippin's been here for 3 years. They're both fucking doing awesome. I don't make people do push-ups anymore because everyone's so fucking soft, right? I also don't take people to fucking Japan anymore, right? It's a trade-off. You know, I used to see my apprentices as family, right? I used to literally see them as, you come in, you're my apprentice, and you're like my son or my daughter, I'll look after you, right? And after being bitten, you know, so many times, you know, you have to create a separation, right? You're just a fucking worker. Now my boys, Pippin and Bonsai, they're like family, right? They've proved themselves to me time and time again, you know, and I look after them. But it's been hard. And I used to take employees real seriously as well. I used to think my shop was this family. And I've spoken to other shop owners that have gone down that same path. They all have the same fucking experience, right? You go into it all fucking googly-eyed. But at the end of the day, it's work, right? It's work, and employees are employees, and people get jealous, and people find reasons to fucking dislike you. And so I don't take it personally. If someone wants to go work at a different shop, I'm happy for them to go. Like Noemi, she just opened her own shop, right? Naomi's been here for 5 years. Fucking lovely girl, great tattooer. She's now, you know, she came and goes, I'm opening a shop. I hope you're not mad at me. I'm going to leave in a month. And I was like, hey, congratulations. Have fun with that, right? So she's gone to, I think, Manly, and she's opened a shop called The Hanged Man, right? And good for her, right? Her and her boyfriend are opening a shop, and I wish her the best of luck. And that's the way to do it. Just be fucking honest, right? Just be fucking honest and transparent, right? It's these motherfuckers that want to lie, cheat, and steal, go behind your back, do the fucking shit, and then they wonder why I get salty with them. Do you know what I mean? It fucking blows my mind. and I've said this before, but the first thing I did when I opened this shop 10 years ago is I called my previous employer and I apologized profusely to him for being a fucking pain in the ass employee. Once I understood the dynamic of what it was to run a shop, own a shop, pay the bills, do all that stuff, once I understood that, I was like, holy fuck, man, I was a fucking pain in the ass employee. And I called Cliff Clayton, who owned Intervision Tattoo that I worked at for years, and I apologized, right? And he accepted my apology. And, you know, I think we're still kind of friends. We don't talk that much anymore, but, you know, I think it was important to clear the air on that. That's just how I am, right? So, yeah, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is, man. I mean, there's a fucking tattoo convention this weekend here called Iron Gate, and invite only. And due to tattoo politics with a rival shop that has I guess has the ear of the promoter, I was not invited, right? So that's pretty cool. That's, you know, for me, that's kind of petty. You know what I mean? If I threw my own convention, Japanese only, or fuck whatever, man, I invite my fucking enemies, dude. What am I gonna, you know, it looks me look worse for not inviting somebody who's my competition, right, than to have them there. Right? What am I fucking? I'm not scared of them. Right? Come work, dude. Do your thing. Right? I don't give a fuck. But to be excluded, I think it shows a lot of pettiness and a lot of just lack of character. Right? So, anyways, I'll be in the shop all weekend, doing my thing as usual. And fuck, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. You know, I get that treatment in my own fucking town. But then, you know, I've got a convention in Taiwan that fucking offered to give me free hotel, free booth, to come up there and judge. But I mean, I just can't fly to Taiwan right now at the farm. I'm hosting the Rites of Passage award ceremony in Melbourne in April, right? And getting paid for that. So, you know, it's all good, right? You go to where you're valued. You know what I mean? It's just a shame that in my own town, I've got dipshits doing fucking shit like this, right? So, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, right? I don't know I don't monetize, the channel's not monetized or anything, but it's just good to see that people fucking listen. I try to go to my way to make these videos, make them educational and stuff. And I want to spend more time on these interview ones that are going to be a little more post-production stuff, obviously, right? So if I know people are watching, then it gives me incentive to kind of do it, right? And say I'm on Instagram, man, just drop a comment or something like that. That's my fuel. My fuel is that you're watching and you enjoy it, right? I got my little notes here. I'm just sort of seeing what we're talking about today. Yeah, I had a funny story, right? So I have a client that I tattooed, him and his girlfriend. And, you know, when I tattoo, I talk a lot of shit, right? Those of you who have been tattooed by me, you would know. Those of you who've been tattooed by most tattooers would know that there's a lot of shit talk, a lot of fucking just, it's entertainment, right? I'm just fucking talking shit about whatever, right? Fucked up shit, whatever. It's just comedy. Keeps the day going, you know? It's not a natural place to be for two grown men to be a foot away from each other for 6 fucking hours, right? It's not normal, and some people have a social anxiety with it. I don't particularly. But if you're rambling on, talking shit, you know, it just makes it go faster, makes it more relaxed, takes the mind off the pain, that kind of thing, right? Well, I got this fucking guy, right? I got this guy that I tattooed. And he literally, and this is 7 years ago, right? Did a sleeve on him. He literally went home after every session and journaled what we talked about, right? And I talk about fucked up shit, right? I talk about midget tranny porn. I talk about fucking robot sex dolls. I talk about fucking, you know, fuck whatever, party drugs. It's fucking tattoo shop, man. It's fucking funny, right? And you got 2 or 3 other fucking artists, clients. We're all having a, putting on a theater show, right? It's like comedy to fucking take away from what's going on. I thought people understood this, right? Anyways, this motherfucker, this guy writes everything down and then wants to come get tattooed by me, right? Again, so 7 years later, comes at me for a back piece. And he goes, oh, I wrote I wrote an client experience about getting tattooed by you. I'll send it to you. I went, okay. I didn't get around to reading it. Booked it in for a back piece. Comes for the consult. He goes, oh, did you read that yet? I went, no. And I printed you a copy. I went, oh, okay, cool. Throw it on my desk. And a week later, I get around to reading it. Holy shit, dude. Imagine, someone transcribing your most ridiculous conversations when you're partying or having a laugh or playing poker with the boys or sitting in a strip club or whatever you do where boys just sit and talk shit, right? And then giving it to you, matter of fact, transcribed. Holy shit, and having to read that crap, right? Yeah, so needless to say, I'm not fucking tattooing them. And just in case you don't know, right? Artist-client talks, it's a little bit privileged. You know what I mean? It's shit talk, right? It's like you go play poker with your friends. It's not the kind of shit you write fucking down, what happened in the conversation, and then you give it to your wife to read, right? Just saying. I mean, for me, that seems like, common knowledge, but yeah, some people it isn't. So if you're not aware of that, be aware of that, right? There's a thing called the bro code. And yeah, you just don't write that shit down. All right, guys. Yeah, I think that's it for today. If you have any ideas of who you'd like to see interviews with or an artist spotlight on, hit me up in the comments, the DMs on either Instagram or YouTube. I'm going to try and put this on Spotify as well at some point. See how we go. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I'll try. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be back to doing videos every week or every other week, providing this cold stays away. In the meantime, thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day. See ya.